Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your numerology forecast for September 2020. Now, let me begin, as I always do, by laying the foundation for what is known as the universal year number. So the universal year number for 2020 is a number 4, and that universal year number for 2020 influences every single person on the planet. And so I always recap, especially through these crazy times in the world. I need to always recap what 2020 means so that when I give your forecast, you can listen to it and absorb it and process it in terms of combining that message and what's going on for you in your life with the overall universal life force that's going on for the planet itself. So 2020, we're going to break it down. We're going to look at that 2 and the 0 and the 2 and the 0. Now, I'm going to explain what the 2 means, what the 2s mean. Now, you need to know in numerology, whenever there is a 0 that follows a number, that 0 amplifies the meaning and the influence of the number preceding it. So we have a 2 with an amplified 2 with the 0 and another 2 with another amplified 2 with the 0. So we've got a lot of 2 energy going on. And what the 2 energy is, it's asking us, it's asking everybody on the planet itself, every living being, every energy that is a life force, all that is, it's asking every living being on the planet. Cooperation is necessary. Number 2 is about harmony. It's about coming into balance. Now, how do you come into balance unless there's imbalance that needs to be balanced out? So the 2 is saying teamwork, cooperation, harmony, creating harmonious solutions to problems, but it's about working together as a whole. The 1 is about the individual, and the 1 is about going alone. And in the past, we've been driven, our society's been driven by individual goals and material accumulation and needs and setting our life up exactly how we want it with all our nice things and everything going our way. And we've had such a focus on money and career and education and economic and, and all sort of economical goals and all these things. And a lot of what has happened is we've lost the heart and soul of who we are individually and as humanity, and we've lost our spiritual side. We've basically cut off our connection to that valuable, loving life force energy that is all we are, and we've been focused in our left brain physical world. And that's one way we need to get back into balance. Now, another way is we've gone through this life, especially in the Western world, as it's all about us as an individual. It's our family unit, it's me and my goals, whereas we need to get back to no, it's us as a village. It's us as a tribe. It's us as a team. That is our way to move forward. Now, if you look at 2020, all it's comprised of is 2 amplified number 2s. No other numbers, just 2s. So it's saying this is why it is so important to get this in your head when you are looking at ways to move through where we are transitioning. The planet is transitioning into a new phase. It's already begun. It's been going for ages, but this is a new level of it this year. It's amped up a bit. Of course it has. We've got the amplified 2s. And so it's saying the way out and the way forward is to create. We're never going to go back to what we were. We can't. We're not supposed to. We've grown out of that. It's almost like going back and doing, elementary school or primary school all over again when humanity is ready to graduate. It's ready for university. All right? So the primary ways, the primary school ways and the elementary school ways are not going to get us through university. And this is a time where we need to come together, brotherhood of man, thinking about the we, not the me. Now, also, if we look at 2020 and we add it all up, it adds up to 4. So the base number, the base number of the 2020 year is a 4. And that 4 is about creating a solid foundation for the future moving forward. It's about rebuilding. It's about creating a strong, long-lasting, consistent, solid foundation underneath us as a whole moving forward. Now, how do we do that? First of all, we've got to break down where the errors are. We've got to break down the weakness. We've got to break down what is breaking our foundation. We've got to break down what is not working in order for us to rebuild on a more solid, honest, heartfelt foundation moving forward. Now, this is a long-term process, a very, very long-term process. In fact, many of us may not even live to see the results of this many, 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 many years down the line. I'm not saying many of us won't survive to see the results because we're all going to die and perish in the hellfire. Nothing like that. I'm saying that the results may take many decades or many years to actually, kick into place in a consistent, flowing way. But the main thing is, we all signed up for this, and this is what we have to remember. We don't want to remember this, and we don't want to believe this on a human ego mind level of, what do you mean I signed up for this? I'm not bloody going through this bullshit. Sucks. I'm not going into bloody lockdown. I'm not watching people around me perish and die and get sick, and oh my God, this is a nightmare. Why would I want this? On a soul level, your soul came here to learn, grow, and evolve. Okay? That's why you're here. Okay, you came to develop, you came to do some work. You did not come here to sit on your ass and have everything go your way and never have to stretch yourself mentally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. You came to contribute towards this. So always remember that. Okay, now easier said than done. Trust me, I'm the first one that if my guide came up to me and said, "Would you you got a chance? You want to go? You want to go now? You want to stay?" I'd be like, "Hell, mate, take me now. I'm off." I probably wouldn't want to stay, to be honest with you. My humanness, my human ego mind would say, "Hell no, take me home." My soul would say, "You know what? I know I can contribute in some small way to making a difference and to make this easier for those that are still here. And that's what I'm going to do." So on a soul level, I'd probably stay, God damn it. But trust me, I'd be on the first bloody ship out of here if I could. But anyway, I just want you to remember the long-term, meaning of what's going on. We're breaking down old systems. Okay, so that we can create new ways of living, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. And sometimes when you pull the scab off the wound, it's nasty. It's hard. It's difficult. But we can live through this. Take it one day at a time, one moment at a time. It's wise to have your finger in the pie and understand what's going on around you. Everyone's got their own take on that. My job is not to convince you of anything. You'll find your own path. That's all I'm going to say on that. But the main thing is that you follow your heart, you follow your gut, you go down your own rabbit hole, you explore your own truth, you find your own, answers to questions that you may individually and personally have for yourself. And as you do that, you take it one day at a time. Now, here's a little story I've got to tell of something that's helping me through at the moment. So in Auckland, in New Zealand, we're just coming to the end of our second lockdown period with the second wave of this corona thing, COVID thing. And in lockdown, it's not cool. And so I'm like, I kept drawing. I've got many of you will know, I have created a deck of oracle cards called Numerology Guidance cards, and they are basically messages that your own higher guidance and your own higher self will give you if you need messages and you want to draw yourself some cards. So I draw cards for myself every few days, depends what's going on as to how often I do it, but I kept drawing for myself the creativity card, which is saying get creative, get back to your creative side, get into some creative self-expression. And I take photos just as a hobby, and I write, and but I didn't feel inspired to I can't really go anywhere with lockdown very far, and I wasn't inspired to write anything. So I also am interested in music, and I like to sing and write songs sometimes. And so I just kept getting this card, and I'm like, you know what, I've got to follow it. I'm going to get back into my music. And so Ava, can you let Teddy out, please? I'm recording. There you go. How's that for a bit of realness there? My life in Michelle Buchanan's home. Dog is about to bark to get outside. Ava's not listening, so hang on, bear with me. I've just got to let the dog out. Okay, so as I was saying, creativity card. So with the creativity card, I decided I've got to write some music. So what I did was I got some music samples that you can get for free on YouTube, and I bought a mic and some headphones, and I got an audio engineer guy to help me with the recording music software, and I've been writing some songs for fun as a hobby. And I tell you what, guys, instead of watching the news and being caught up in all of the drama and all the awful stuff that's going on around you, if you go into your own little cocoon of whatever makes you feel good, whatever brings you joy, It raises your vibration. So on one hand, we're not saying bury your head in the sand. You know, some people that works. Some people it's like, I don't personally watch the news, but I do glance through the headlines. So I have an idea of what's going on in the world, whether it's true or not. I still have an idea of what everyone else is being told and what everyone else is going through and what I'm going through too. So I understand what's going on out there. But then I go into my own little world and just create a space where I feel safe, where I feel inspired, and I'm in my own world, and the hours fly by and I feel like I'm high. I literally feel like I can't sleep. I'm bouncing off the ceilings after I finish doing this because I'm so happy. I'm so in touch with my soul. I feel like I'm bulletproof and I'm just so happy. So not everybody's going to be that sort of into things as I am and is that out there, but for your own personal self, find something that makes you feel good, whether it's gardening, whether it's cooking, whether it's watching funny movies, doing whatever it is that you need to do that brings you joy, that lifts your spirits. You know, even if you do a little bit and then you build on it more and more each day, it's something as a distraction, something that reminds you of what's good in the world, something that brings you back to happiness and joy and that feeling of contentment. Okay, it's very, very important, guys. And it's not just important now, it's important your whole life. Whether you're going through a personal challenge, whether the world is going through a challenging time, you know, whether you're just bored and you feel like you've got no lease in life and you're just feeling stuck, you know, these things are free. These things, tapping into things that make us feel good can be a great way to get yourself back on track, and they can help to heal all kinds of ailments and issues and physical problems as well. They contribute because the energy behind the action is where your power lies. So remember that. All right, so there's that recap of 2020, the number 4 year, out with the ultimate way for the new, breaking down systems that aren't no longer serving us. Now, another thing you need to know about 2020 and the number 4 year is that hard work is required. This isn't going to be a walk in the park. It's a work in progress. It's a long-term thing that will extend way beyond 2020 in the 4 year. But it is hard work and extra effort is required. But here's the thing, guys. With persistent, consistent effort, cooperation, teamwork, and the right mindset, the right optimistic mindset and tenacity and congruency and action, we can get through this. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There really is. And the 4 year is saying you have to dig deep. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And you have to believe that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, even when you have no evidence whatsoever that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so dig deep. You've got this. You can do it. Now, you're going to have good days and bad days, and that's normal and that's fine. The main thing is you can get through. All right, together we can get through, and that's the key word, together. So look out for people around you that may need a helping hand. Be there for others. Right, let's begin by calculating your personal year number for the year 2020. So we're going to calculate your personal year number for the year. How we do this is we add the month and day of your birth date to number 4. All right, or the day and month of your birth date to number 4. Why number 4? Because 2020 adds up to number 4, and we're inquiring about what your personal year number is for 2020, that 4 year. So once again, you're going to add the month and day, or day and month of your birth date to number 4. Let's use the example birth date, March 28th. March is a 3, okay, and we would go 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 4. Right, month and day to number 4. Now, next step, add together any double-digit numbers you end up with until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9. And that single number between 1 and 9 is your personal year number for the rest of the year. Now, 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 4 adds up to 17. Next step, add double numbers together to get a single number between 1 and 9. 1 and 7, 1 plus 7 equals 8. So that's an 8 personal year. Also got to let you guys know my 2 for the 1 deal is still going for September. That's a 12-month forecast report and a complete numerology chart of your total numerology chart for, they're normally $25 for 1, but they're $25 for 2 for September. All right, Just go to my website, click on Charts and Reports, order and purchase your very first report. And when I send it to you, I will then ask you for the details of your free second report. Now, some people, they can use that second report for free for yourself and extend your 12-month forecast to 24 months if you want. It's up to you. Okay. Now, I also need to let you guys know how the personal year number and your personal month number that I'm going to give you the forecast for September, everyone's forecast is different because everyone's life is different. And it also depends how you handle your month and your year, depends on your life path number. That's the total of your entire birth date. You know, a number 1 life path is going to handle a 2024 year a lot different than a number 2 life path would. Okay, and it depends on these sorts of things, and also your own, pinnacles and challenge numbers and your major life cycle numbers, and your complete numerology chart is going to give you more insight into how the forecast numbers influence what happens to you on a day-to-day basis. All right, so let's begin by personal year number 1. And now here's a cool thing about the forecast each September. Every year we get a double dose of our personal year number. So for September, you get a double dose of that one personal year for you. For those in a personal year number 1, it's a year of new beginnings, action, and opportunity. All right, now last year and moving into this year was a time of endings and completion where one door closes so another door can open. So you are in a transition phase of out with the old to make way for the new. And it's important because there are opportunities out there for you to create new things in your life. For some people, it's obvious things: new job, new lifestyle, new relationship, new way of looking at things. Other people, it's not so obvious. It can be something internal, like a new way of, a new eating regime or a new mindset, or other people, new education, learning new things, a new way of seeing the world, especially after all we're going through. Everyone's different. But the thing with the 1 year is it's saying having the courage to take a step towards making your life the way you want it to be. All right, about taking responsibility for yourself, getting in the driver's seat of your life, being action orientated, self-motivated. There are opportunities all around you. It's all based on how you choose to perceive them. Okay, if you believe that they're there, you will see them. If you don't believe they're there, you will not see them. If you don't believe that there is opportunity out there for you, okay, and solutions are coming or opportunities are coming, you will not connect with them. They will not cross your path because synchronistically and energetically, you are out of alignment with those opportunities. You need to get yourself in alignment so you can energetically attract those opportunities to you like a magnet, because you are a powerful creative being. So in this 1 year, you need to know that, all right, and you need to have the right attitude. So this is a great month and year to focus on your self-improvement, be independent and self-reliant, increase your self-confidence, plan some goals and take action, be open to opportunities, take a leadership role, be proactive, take action, and begin something new, implement new ideas, and start a healthier lifestyle. All right, so there you go, get on to that. Starting now with personal year number 2. You guys get a double dose of 2 energy for September. And this 2 year, number 1, first thing I need to let you know is you've got to be patient. You can't force things to happen in this 2 year. It's slow and steady wins the race. Okay, now there's universal divine timing, and then there's your timing. Your timing wants everything now, pronto, the way you want it, to your schedule. But the universe doesn't work that way. So you need to get in alignment and readjust yourself to the universal timing. So be patient. Another thing you need to know about this 2 year is, be tolerant. Okay, it's going to test your patience, it's going to test your tolerance. You need to be super understanding. Understanding of other people's point of view, understanding people are different from you, understanding that life doesn't always go the way that you want it to. Be more understanding that there's more going on in life and in the world and in other people's lives than just you and your story and your agenda and your desires and needs. There's a bigger picture going on. You're just in it. And it does align with that 2020 year, which is about double dose of that too. Cooperation, learning to be more of a team, learning how to adjust yourself and harmonize with difficult situations, difficult people, and adjust yourself accordingly so that you can flow with that situation or that experience or that relationship. It's also a time where you want to, work on things behind the scenes, take care of the details behind the scenes. Life is trying to integrate itself and bring everything together. All the components are lining up, but they sometimes take time. And so you need to be, working on the details behind the scenes and helping things to all fall into place. Don't be fooled by the lack of activity. Things are still happening. It's just that it might be, slow and steady wins the race, but things are definitely happening. You are stabilizing and you're consolidating what you've already created, and you're basically waiting for everything to fall into place and for it to come to you. Okay, don't panic if things feel like they're at a standstill. They're not. But it is a great time for you to go within, to get to know yourself better, to know your triggers, to know what causes you to feel panicked, what causes you to feel impatient. What causes impatience and panic is lack of trust. So build on your trust, build on your spiritual relationship, build on what you believe, build on your connection with a higher power. You can only get so far with your human ego, mind, and willpower alone. You need the higher power to come in and be a force that can help shift you over the line. It's a great year where relationship issues that have been brewing beneath the surface will rise to be resolved and sorted out. So don't be surprised if you've got things that need to be worked on with other people. And also people that are single, it can be a good energy to meet someone. Now, who knows if that someone or that something is going to develop into something big. That's beyond our control. That is what is destined. That's destiny talking. If it's meant to expand into something more, it will. If not, it's only because, if the train doesn't stop at your station, it's not your train. Another one's coming. So don't get all worked up about it. Just know that what is meant for you cannot pass you by, and that is the mindset that you need to have this year and this month. So great time to open your heart up, great time to be open to love, but most importantly, self-love, because the only way you can attract a harmonious, mutually loving relationship is when you love yourself from within, more, mostly. Your love and your beliefs about yourself project out the message and the energy that you send out to the world, and you will attract people, situations, and experiences that will mirror that accordingly. So your relationship with yourself is first and foremost. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Okay, you're going to feel hypersensitive. There'll be times where you might get a bit aggro, a bit down, a bit sort of, all the rest of it emotionally, but know that you won't stay this way. So here's the thing for you to do this month and this year. Be proactive and positive about finding love. Improve your existing relationships with the people around you. Be understanding and kind. Work on your personal growth. Develop your psychic abilities and enhance your intuition. Number 2 is an extremely intuitive vibration. It's ruled by the moon. And your emotions and your intuition is at a high right now. So meditation, prayer, personal growth, all of that is a really, powerful time for all of that. Recognize and express and release any repressed emotions. Okay, build upon what you've already got, consolidate and solidify what you started in your life, and be patient and wait for opportunities to come to you. All right, so I'll leave that with you, and we'll move on now to personal year number 3. So personal year number 3, you get a double dose of that in September, and that's about you expressing yourself and what you really think and feel. So communication and self-expression is very important this month and this year. There can be a lot going on this month and this year, so be aware of that. Be organized, be structured, don't have your finger in too many pies, be orderly, have a routine where you can, write things down so you don't forget things, because things can happen from left field and things can be quite distracting this year and this month. So in order for you to make it a good, productive year, keep yourself stabilized and focused, writing things down so you don't forget, and making sure you finish what you start is really going to help you. It's a great year to finally reap what you've sown. So it's a very creative vibration. So be aware that everything you think, every thought, every action, every word you say is a creative, you are creating what you're thinking, you are creating what you're saying, you are creating what you're believing and what you're doing. You're attracting back, like attracts like. So make sure that you are, that self-talk, that negative voice that says, oh my God, this is hopeless, things are going to be doom and gloom, I can't do this, nothing's going to happen for me. You really got to be on top of that voice. It's just a voice. It's not the voice of truth. Even if there are challenges around you in your physical life that can, that are obvious, that's really true, that's really happening, it's the mindset you have going through that. You know, you can go through a challenge with the mindset of this is hopeless, I'm going to go down with a sinking ship here, or the mindset of this is a challenge, this is a nightmare, this is extremely difficult, but I can get through it. So it's all in your perception and the story you tell yourself. So you need to know that. It's a great year to be more social, to have more fun. This is really important. This year and this month, you need to figure out what makes you feel good and do more of it. And you also need to figure out what makes you not feel good, what makes you unhappy, what depresses you, what triggers you. This is the year and the month to figure that out so that you can make changes. You can create new decisions. You also need to take steps towards creating new neural pathways in your brain. Your brain automatically goes into behavior mode. It goes into specific triggers and patterns that will go down a specific route that will cause you to think, feel, and behave a certain way that's been programmed into you since you were younger. And it's about creating new neural pathways that are new actions and new thoughts and new beliefs and taking deliberate action to doing that. One of the teachers that's really good at teaching how to do that is Dr. Joe Dispenza. So you can Google him and search that up. It's also a year where you need to be truthful and honest, and a month as well, truthful and honest, and speak about what you're really thinking and feeling. Communication is huge this month and year, so avoid gossiping, complaining. Every time you tell your story and you're moaning about it, you're basically attracting more of it. Because the more energy you give something, the more you attract it back. So just know, just saying. All right, so this is a year and a month for you to take up a hobby, do things that are more fun, to be optimistic, see the glass half full, express yourself honestly, communicate your thoughts and feelings, be more social and connect more with other people. You know, have fun and do more of what you enjoy. And it's a great time to be creative, whatever your creative project or hobbies may be. Writing, gardening, cooking, sewing, dancing, it doesn't really matter, but self-expression is really important. Okay, so let's go on now to personal year number 4. Now we've already talked about the 2024 year, and your year is and month is pretty much the same because you're in a 4 year that is in harmony with the universal year. So this year and month is about doing work. It's about putting your head down, your bum up, getting stuck in. What in your personal life, in your professional life, and in your personality needs a revamp? What isn't working? What groundwork needs to be done to get yourself and your life or your business, for example, up to where you want it and need it to be in order for you to feel stabilized? So it's a time to save. It's a time to iron out any legal issues. It's a time to work on the problems and not just let them fester and sweep them under the carpet. It's a time to bring them to the surface and take action and do what needs to be done. Now, slow and steady wins the race. This is another month and year where you need to be patient. You need to trust the divine timing, and you have to pull it out of the hat. You really have to believe that you can get through this. It's a great time to accomplish goals. You know, it's a great time to make a commitment and follow through with something. It's a great time to study, to get organized, put systems in place, budget and save money, plan your future, take action, just one step at a time. It's about learning how to use a step-by-step process to achieve a goal and to be consistent, persistent, and to see a light at the end of the tunnel, even though you may have no evidence that a light exists at all. All right, so let me begin now. Let's go on to personal year number 5. So personal year number 5, you get a double dose of the 5 energy for the month of September, and the 5 is about progress, movement, and change. All right, so this is a year and a month where things are field, and you may not see it coming. It's one of those months and years where it's like, whoa, where did that come from? Whoa, what's that all about? Didn't see that coming. And so that's why you need to be extra flexible, extra adaptable, and be able to sort of maneuver like a chameleon and be able to change at the drop of a hat. So, it's a fast-paced year too, where things can sort of speed up. You can have your finger in too many pies. So you need to be more organized. You need to be structured. Routine helps. You need to be you need to be structured. All right. So you need stability, because it is a very changeable and a very random energy that you're in. It's like going surfing on the big tubes in Hawaii or something, like the big waves. You're like, whoa, trying to maneuver on these massive big waves, and you may not even know how to surf at all. So it's kind of like that. And so the more stable and the more stability you can have underneath you, the better you will handle this energy. And it'll be more of a fun and adventurous energy for you. So you'll be riding those waves and loving it, man. You'll be like hang 10, and you'll be loving life. So it's create the stability underneath you through a positive mindset, through self-awareness, through understanding what's going on in the world, understanding the universe, having a higher power by your side to keep you up. And you can ride that wave and see it for the adventure that it is. This is a great month and year to make changes. Okay, if things need to be changed, you need to go and make those changes. This time can create more personal freedom from you. So it can be personal freedom from a fear, personal freedom and flexibility, and having a less busy schedule with work. It is a great energy to promote yourself, to advertise, to network, to make contacts, a great time to change a job or career, to take a risk, to do something new. At the very least, don't overindulge your senses with alcohol, food, overspending, sex, all those kinds of things. Isn't it a shame that some of the coolest things in life are not that good for us? But don't go off the rails or throw caution to the wind. Discipline and moderation is the key this month and this year. And see it as an accelerating, adventurous time, all right? And that anything can happen, and it usually does. And trust me, it actually really does in the 5 vibration. So let's go on now to the personal year number 6. And with 6, we're going to get a double dose of that 6 energy in September. So the 6th year is where there's a big focus on domestic responsibility, family, home, relationships, community, clients, work, self-love, and love itself. So, this is a month and a year where there is some element of self-sacrifice. You may be called upon to change yourself and your life and put others' needs before your own. There may be a need to be of assistance. And there is a big difference between helping and others because you have to, and helping others because you want to. And this year will reflect that, and so will this month. And so it's about you getting into a space where you can do the right thing, and you help because you know it is the right thing to do, and that you eventually train yourself to be of service because it feels good to be of service. Instead of, it's not fair, this is my agenda, this is what I want, me. It's about, no. You've got to get out of that mindset and get into the we. And that's very interesting because, that 2022 222 year is about getting more out of the me, getting into the we. And the 6th year and 6th month will help you do just that. So, be of service to others and learn to be of service because you want to, because it makes you feel good to do so. A great month and a great year to mend broken relationships. Issues that have been brewing beneath the surface with other people will rise to be resolved. So be there for those relationships. It could be with clients, it could be with neighbors, it could be with children, best friends, partners, parents, Number 6 does govern love, marriage, separation, divorce, relationships. So some people can experience those kinds of things in the 6th year and the 6th month. It's a relationship energy. It's also to do with single people can meet people in a 6 vibration too. But the thing is, self-love is first and foremost. The more you love and believe in yourself, the more that you have a high regard for yourself, the more confident you are, and the more loving and caring you are, and the more you understand that a peaceful, harmonious, mutually loving relationship comes from how can I give? What can I give this person? How can I serve this person? As well as I am worthy of being, love in return and being honored and all that stuff. But it's mostly about what can I give, not what can I do. What is it about me that is not letting this person be who they are? That's a good one. You're frustrated because people aren't doing what you want them to do. And it's like, stop, hang on a minute here. What are you not doing that's letting them be who they are? Sort yourself out. One of the people that can teach that, to do that in a very good way, and it's a very beautiful teaching, is the Course in Miracles. And Marianne Williamson, especially for love relationships, has an amazing iBook or audio that I absolutely love, that I refer back to many times over the years, and it's called Romantic Relationships. You can get it on iTunes, you can get it from Audible, you can even get it on Audible as a free sample. If you want to do that free month trial, you can get that as your free trial choice. Romantic Relationships by Marianne Williamson, based on the teachings of the Course in Miracles. So this is a time to focus on the home, family, relationships, and being of service and service to the community. All right, so things that you need to do this year in your 6th year, guys, is work on the home, work on your relationships and your domestic affairs. Be there for those who need you. Take your own responsibilities seriously. Work on your self-love. Be kind to yourself. Engage in community projects. Start a home-based business, work on the garden, take up a creative hobby, redecorate your home. All those kinds of things are kind of right up the alley of the 6 vibration. So let's move on now to personal year number 7. And with 7, you're going to get a double dose of that for the month of September. And the 7 year and month is all about going within. It's about introspection, contemplation, personal and spiritual growth. Okay, so this year is a slow and steady wins the race year where there's a lot of internal work going on. So this year it's more about what's going on within than what's going on outside of you. So it's not a massive focus on the physical outside world and the money, goals. It's about you and who you are in regards to all of those things. What's important to you. It's about getting to the truth of who you are, what the meaning of life is, what your life purpose is, what's important to you. We've got to scale it back and focus on the essentials, especially with these changing times. It's about building on your relationship with yourself, self-awareness, self-growth, personal awareness. A lot of inner work, and the more inner work you do, the greater the results in the physical world will be for you. So it's almost like you need the life knows what it's doing, your own soul knows what it's doing. It's important for you to go to that place of self-awareness this year and this month, more so than ever before. Okay, so it's a time to adopt a spiritual practice, spend quiet time alone, detox, have a healthy diet, spend time in nature, take up meditation, prayer, yoga, Qigong, EFT. Study, become a specialist at something, improve your health, get a health check, exercise more, do a spiritual retreat, get closer to whatever it is that you believe in the divine power. All right, quiet time alone is vital because it's in the quiet time alone that the aha moments come, that the realizations come to you, that the penny drops. You cannot have those aha moments when you're distracted by devices, by news, by fear, by people, by noise, by music, by activity. Quiet time alone, vital, right? Vital, especially this month and this year. Right, let's move on now to personal year number 8. And in personal year number 8, this year and this month, you get a double dose of the 8. And this year and month is about, first and foremost, your own personal power. Your relationship with not allowing yourself to feel disempowered. All right, personal power. And that means not allowing yourself to lose your personal power and to not hemorrhage your valuable life force energy based on any of the above. Fear, worry, addiction, bad habits. These things will drain your life force energy and prevent you from being happy, balanced, healthy, and successful. You need to understand that when you're disempowered by a fear, a worry, an addiction, a bad habit, or just being a slave to a system that no longer serves you, or a person that overpowers you, or a slave to a situation where you are not being who you truly are, for whatever reason. It could be because you feel you have to prostitute yourself out to keep a job because you love the money but you hate the job, or you're in a relationship that you don't really want to be in but you're there because you can't let the other person down, or whatever it is that you're doing that is disempowering your truth. This is a year where that is all going to come up to the surface, because we need you to be fully empowered by the end of this year, if possible. And it's okay if you won't, because it's always an ongoing process. We'll have current issues in our lives at a present time, but as we evolve and get older and each day and month passes, new issues and challenges arise. And that's normal, because we came here to learn and grow. We didn't come here for a picnic. So that's normal. And it's an ongoing work in process, ongoing work in progress. All right, so also the 8 year and month is a karmic number, a karmic energy that balances the scales of justice, where you reap what you sow. Very powerful law of attraction number. So understand how the universal laws work, especially the law of attraction, that you attract what you focus your attention on the most. So you need to make sure that most of your attention is focused on what you want, not what you don't want. It's focused on solutions and positive outcomes, not focused on the problem and what is wrong and what could go wrong. This year and this month is also about balancing your finances out, taking care of legal issues, working on your career, some people have career changes. Some people are going to have financial changes, and that's normal. It's all just part of what's going on. So this is a great year to, focus on your career, focus on balancing out your finances, pay debts, settle scores, heal unresolved issues, especially legal issues. Adopt an attitude of abundance, reprogram your limiting beliefs, budget, save money and get your finances order. Work hard, be honest and ethical, all right? Study something that advances your career if you're going to have to make a career change, you know? These are all things you can do and take advantage of this month and this year. Okay, so now we're going to move on to personal year number 9, and personal year number 9 is about transformation, completion, and endings. And this is the beginning or part of a 2-year phase for you, the 9-year this year and the 1 year that you will be in next year in 2021. It's a 2-year, twofold pair of energy that is out with the old and in with the new. So it's about you going through a massive transition, a massive transformation where you are not going to be the same person you were at the beginning of this year. You are going from the chrysalis to the butterfly. And it is about focusing on, letting go of things in your life that aren't working or things you've grown out of. You'll be a different person now. For some of you, it may be whether it's a job, a friendship, a relationship, a residence, a mindset, or a behavior that you might have outgrown. Either way, you've got to spring clean your life so that you can move towards a different you, a different life, a better you, a better life, for some of you, don't be afraid to go with that natural flow and to move into the unknown. Some people will hold on to the devil, it's better the devil holding on to what's familiar and what they know because of the fear of what's ahead and not making the changes and not stepping through that door out of fear. Don't do that. Don't be one of those people, Trust in the divine plan. Surrender to change, Let go and let God. The more you have faith in a spiritual higher power, the easier it will be for you to move through the transition. There's a bigger picture going on, and this is a year of rebirth. It's also a time of compensation, where things you've been striving for can come to fruition, okay? It's also a time where, it might rise, it might create more victim mentality in you, and you really don't want that victim mentality and feel like it's not fair, this shouldn't have happened. It's about, no, solutions moving forward. Hey, this happened because it was destined to happen. I'm in this situation because it's part of my growth, and I will grow and I will learn from it and I will fulfill my destiny and I will have a positive outcome. That's the mindset we want right now. It also is a time of being of service, donating your time, participating in community things or humanitarian, even if it's not a humanitarian service, but a humanitarian mindset, maybe participating in some global meditations or for seeing yourself as part of the whole. We are all connected. Every human being is just a part of a mass, a complete blanket mass of energy, that we are all the same. And the 9 energy will help you to be able to see that. So compassion plays a part this month and year. Forgiveness plays a major role. Be open-minded towards others. Resolve outstanding conflicts and disputes. Help and donate things to a good cause. Do something to benefit and assist the community and the environment. Okay, forgive people in your life. Heal unresolved issues. And this is a year to end unhealthy relationships, unhealthy mindsets, unhealthy behaviors. Clean out your closets. Have a spring clean. Forgive the past and heal any outstanding emotional wounds. These are the kind of things. It's a perfect time to work on all of this. Every effort you make to heal yourself contributes to the healing of the entire planet. Because we're all connected, remember? So every time you go up a level, every time you raise your vibration, every time you forgive someone, every time you choose love instead of fear, every time you love yourself, that energy accumulates and influences the whole. That's what's so beautiful about all of this. But at the same time, every fear you have, every time you beat yourself up, every negative thought you tell yourself, every awful thing you think about another human being, contributes to the whole and what will happen to us all as well. And that's one of the things that we are all here to learn in this present moment in time that we chose to be alive in. We're all here to recognize that higher awareness, reach a higher level of consciousness. Okay, so I'll leave that with you. I wish you the very best for September, and I will be back again in October with your forecast for the month. God bless and take care.